Left-wing independent candidate Catherine Connolly will become the new president of Ireland after winning elections by a landslide victory. At least 4 people have been killed and dozens more injured in Russian airstrikes on Ukraine overnight.
The European Union is working on a strategy to end its reliance on China for its critical raw materials.
Left-wing independent candidate Catherine Connolly will become the 10th president of Ireland after winning elections by a landslide victory. She won 63% of first preference votes, once spoiled votes were excluded, compared to just 29% of her rival Heather Humphreys of the centre-right party Fine Gael. 68-year-old Connolly has promised to be a voice for peace and one that, quote, builds on our policy of neutrality.
And together we can shape a new republic that values everybody, that values and champions diversity, and that takes confidence in our own identity, our Irish language, our English language, and the new people who have come to our country.
The former barrister has been a strong critic of both the European Union and the United States, denouncing the EU's plans to ramp up military spending. At least 4 people have been killed and dozens more injured after Russian missile and drone strikes hit Ukraine Friday night into Saturday morning, say Ukrainian officials. 2 people were killed and 9 wounded by a ballistic missile attack in the early hours of Saturday in Kyiv, while 2 others were killed and 7 wounded in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia launched a total of 9 missiles and 62 drones. The attacks came after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged the United States on Friday to expand sanctions on Russian oil and appealed for long-range missiles to hit back at Russia. Moscow's defense ministry said its air defenses shot down 121 Ukrainian drones overnight.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the European Union is working on a strategy to end its reliance on China for its critical raw materials. The strategy comes in a response to China's decision to implement tighter restriction on rare earth exports.
If you consider that over 90%, of our consumption of rare earth magnets come from imports from China, you see the risks here for Europe and its most strategic industrial sectors.
Von der Leyen said the aim of the plan is to secure access to alternative sources of the minerals. These are key to EU industries such as automotive, defence, green tech and digital sectors. The plan, which is named Resource EU, will seek out cooperations with countries like Ukraine, Australia, Canada, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Chile and Greenland.
The United States has confirmed it is sending its most powerful aircraft carrier to the waters of Venezuela, in what is seen as the latest military escalation in the region. The USS Gerald R. Ford, capable of carrying up to 90 aircraft, will be deployed to, quote, detect, monitor, and disrupt illicit actors and activities that pose a threat to the US, says the Pentagon. Hours before the announcement, the US said it had conducted its 10th strike on a suspected drug-running boat, leaving 6 people dead.
Nobody better in the world.
Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has accused the US of, quote, fabricating a new war, and there are fears that the US military build-up is aimed at removing him from power. Trump has accused Maduro of being the leader of a drug trafficking organization, and the US does not currently recognize him as Venezuela's legitimate leader.
Forever, forever, forever.